No, I'm playing. This is Juan. Oh, that was so stupid. This is Juan Garcia reporting in for ninjapopnews. This video, I know it's a little late, but I honestly don't care. It's January, so it doesn't really matter. I want to talk about literally my games of the year. The games that I think really mattered, started controversy, but were overall pretty decent, and also my worst game of the year. Now, guess which one I'm going to start off with first? My worst game of the year, because it's only one game. This is probably not going to come to a surprise for some people, but it probably will for you guys, especially people who thought it was the best thing since bread. Assassin's Creed 3. That game's disgusting. Assassin's Creed 3 is my worst game of the year. One of the reasons why is because every time I played, it feels unfinished. You know how you've played, if you've ever played Fable 3, when Fable 3 was being developed and it was finally put in the disc format, you play the game and you get that feeling that a lot of things were unfinished. Well, Assassin's Creed 3 just gives me that unfinished, unpolished feeling. And the storyline was overall boring, and Connor is just the most boring assassin ever in the world. One of the things that made Ezio so cool is that he was just this jovial guy who ended up having a terrible thing done to his life, and he ends up becoming an assassin, but he still has that jovial, upright feeling. With Connor, he just seems like a douchebag, and that's something that stuck with me throughout the entire game. Now that you guys know that this is my worst game of the year, we can pause that there. Oh, but the multiplayer is good. I don't want to leave that out. The multiplayer is very fun. But let's get down to brass tacks. My best games of 2012. Now, 2012 was a very big dry spell in gaming. You didn't have a lot of big AAA games to come out, but you did have some that stood out. 2012 was more of the independent route. A lot more independent games came out. Journey, which I still don't consider an independent game, but Journey, Fez, finally, thank you, Phil Fish, I love you. Those two games are my independents of the year. They're beautiful. You had The Walking Dead, the game, which was another beautiful title, but other than that, let's get down to the ones that I truly think matter. First on the list, Mass Effect 3. See that? Yeah, that's N7 right there. Oh. Now, with Mass Effect 3, there was a lot of controversy that came with the game. One of the things being the Day 1 DLC. Now, Day 1 DLC is something it's not bad, it's a nuisance. Especially when you have to purchase, you have to literally purchase the freaking DLC when it could have been on a disc. Now, Mass Effect 3, I'm not going to take anything away from it. This game is the way you end a trilogy. Ending aside, the playability was amazing, the storyline, the writing. BioWare did such a good job with this game. I don't know what fault you can find in this game. Now, up to this next game, Halo 4. Yes, Halo 4. You all know this game. Halo 4. Oh, what can I say about this game? It's fantastic. The storyline, the campaign is brilliant. It's the longest campaign that I think I've ever played in a freaking Halo game. The voice acting is top notch. The graphics are the greatest graphics since LA Noire. These graphics, and it's on the Xbox 360. That's what gets me the most. You think that you would see these graphics on a freaking PC, but you see on an Xbox 360, and it's so beautiful. And the multiplayer was Call of Duty a little bit, but I think from the switch of developers from Bungie to 343 Industries, I do believe that switch, that the change up in the multiplayer was for the better. The multiplayer is top notch. The weapons are polished. The soundtrack is beautiful, and the recording, the sound effects are amazing. All the guns have a beefed up sound. They sound like, oh man, it's hitting those guns. You know what I mean? Not to say that a lady couldn't use it, but these guns, they sound beautiful. Now, okay, we're done with those two. Next one, Borderlands 2. Now, for a lot of you who have played Borderlands 1, know how good that game was. Borderlands 1 was a game that came out, and not a lot of people really knew what was going to happen with the game. 2K Games, Gearbox, didn't know what the hell was going to happen. When it came out, it was so good. People loved it. And Borderlands 2 is out. And I just want to say this about Borderlands 2, especially with Gearbox. Whoever you guys got to write this game, oh, you should be kissing them on the cheeks, feet, anything. This game is fantastic. The storyline in this game is fantastic. The voice acting is awesome. The jokes that they put in. This is a freaking hilarious game. I love it. It's one of my favorite RPGs of all time right now, next to Final Fantasy VII and Skyrim. And it's just such a beautiful game. Now we're done with those. We're going to go down to my number one pick of this year. Now, this is something, to me, this is just a game that I think really has not received any proper notoriety. And that game is Max Payne 3. I'm going to start off with saying something. I love Rockstar. Rockstar is my favorite publisher / developer. I think that Rockstar is the epitome of what a gaming company should be, next to Valve. They create great games with a beautiful storyline, with characters that you can sort of relate to. And that's something that's just awesome. And let it be the Grand Theft Auto series, let it be the Red Dead series, let it be the Manhunt series. Let it be any of those series any franchise that you play on Rockstar. You're gonna love it, and you're gonna find something that's just fascinating. Now, with Max Payne 3 is, to me, just a technological advancement. The graphics are just absolutely beautiful. The voice acting is top notch. The soundtrack is phenomenal. This Max Payne 3 has one of the greatest soundtracks ever. It's like they handed, I forgot, I wish I could know the name of the band on hand. I'm not Googling it right now, but still, the group that they gave the game to, it's like they hand them the game and like, hey, do whatever you want with it. And it works for it. And one of the other things is, it's a noir game, but it's not necessarily based in America. It's based in Sao Paulo, Brazil. A place where you don't necessarily think a noir game would work, but it works, and you literally see the decay of a man in this game, and that's something that's just absolutely fantastic. And I think that Max Payne 3 really does show how far Rockstar has evolved from Grand Theft Auto 3, and kudos to Rockstar. Now, I'm not going to say you guys are the best when it comes to your developers, because let's face it, you guys kind of screwed Team Soho over with LA Noire. But other than that, you guys are beautiful, and Max Payne 3, it's my game of the year. Now, it's not to say that there weren't other good games that made my list. These are just the 4 that really, really, really mattered to me. Sleeping Dogs was a beautiful game. Dishonored was a beautiful game. God, what else came out this year? What else came out this year that was just absolutely amazing and beautiful that I absolutely loved and had to talk about? PlayStation All-Star Battles Royale. That was a beautiful game. I think it was time for PlayStation to do that with all the first-party games that they have. Are there any more games? No, that's pretty much it. These are pretty much my games of the year, and If you guys want, leave your comments down below to let me know what your game of the year was. Tell me what you think about my list. Tell me how you guys feel about Mass Effect 3 being my worst game of the year. You guys know what to do. Like us on Ninja Pop News. Add a comment. Comment on YouTube. Find me on Twitter, Ermac77 with 2 eyes. Find me on PSN, Xbox Live with Ermac77, 1 eye on those. And let me know what you want. Let me know how you guys feel about my game of the years. Now, this is Juan Garcia, aka Ermac77, signing out.